Hello, everyone, and good morning to you all. How are we doing today? Hope we are good. Hope we are fine. All right, a quick one this morning. I want to begin by apologizing. We started quite very late this morning, and it's unlike us, right? Due to unforeseen circumstances. And that's why we couldn't start exactly by 8:30 in the morning. I believe we can fire up now. So sorry. That delay was unintentional, never intentional. All right, let me go straight to the charts. This morning we'll be looking at the US equities market. That's US 100, US 30, US 500. That was Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and S&P 500. Last week we made good money on S&P 500, on Nasdaq. No, not on Nasdaq. We didn't make any money. We took a loss on Nasdaq, and we made quite significant amount of money on US 30, right? Both ways. So we'll be looking at that and also be looking at the potential for today. What's today's opportunity? What can we see in the markets today? All right. Interestingly, honestly, the market has been really, really interesting for quite some time now. In terms of the opportunities we've been able to see, able to spot also. All right. Let's start with US 30. US 30, we had a massive win last week. Massive win. Let me remove all of this. Okay. We got both buys and both sells. All right. As of last week, price was still around this zone. Price that everything was in alignment last week. Price that a fair value gap, another block, daily other block for that matter, that has not been mitigated before. Also, we had inducement, price took out inducement, and then on our 1 hour time frame, when price was still here, right? Most of us, at least probably 50% of us, we are not able to catch this sell. But then I think one of us caught the sell. Ayuba said he caught the sell to the downside. We planned everything for the sell and for the buy. We didn't get to capitalize on the sell. Personally, for me, actually, right? But some of the guys in Market Color said they were online when price was here, and then just took the sell, and ultimately they rode that sell down into here was our first take profit, and ultimately the second zone. Price came into the second zone. Last week we had multiple zone, and like I mentioned, I was like, you do well to just share your risks into two and then take advantage of price coming into those zones, right? We had the first entry here. This one is 1:15. Price eventually delivered 1:15 here. 1:15 last week. Something that started like a joke. Will price get there? Will it not get there? Eventually, where was our TP? This zone, this eye here. Right? Okay, 1:13. By the time you adjust here, no, it's 1:15 shall I drew. 1:15. No. Yeah. So price did 1:6 and then reverse as though it was coming to take us out. But then this level was strong on US 30. And then what did we see? We saw that bullish rally to the upside. It took about 2 days thereabout. It was on Tuesday, and then okay, Thursday, even Friday. Okay, not 2 days ago. Did quite at least the whole week from Tuesday to Friday. But I knew I already exited this trade. Why? Because I mean, I've taken something significant off the table already, so I didn't have to hold all the way. But then, if you did, I was sure price was going to come and take out this, because everything was pointing to the fact that the market is bullish, right? So we had this on US 30, we had other things on US 100. US 100 did us very dirty, right? Took us out on 2 levels. And that's one thing I would always say on this Market Color. If you're trading S&P 500, ensure you spread your risk across 3 of them, especially if you're seeing the same setup across the three asset class, right? Or the three pairs. Because sometimes price might tap. Look at what happened here. I was on US 100. Price took me out the first time, came back to this level, it took me out again, second time. While on US 30, I didn't have to reach 2%. Only this first entry on US 30, and I'm good. I was already up 1:6, 1:7, and everything is going well. And ultimately, this delivered 1:15. Clean sheets, no any delay, no any kind of interruption, right? The same thing happened with S&P 500. Finally, S&P 500 gave us that good ride, took us out on this first level here, and then eventually gave us overall imagine everything we drew, although price didn't reverse from this our other block that we envisioned that it's going to reverse from. It just continued, but then it tapped into this our first level, take us out, even me to myself inclusive. I was taken out here, and then this second level, boom, we did at least 1:6 on this trade. 1:6. Let me adjust it here. Take profit. And then, okay, 1:5-ish. Yeah, 1:5, 1:6, somewhere around that range. And then we took profit here, right? And last week was a summation of at least we took 3 losses from the same pair, but then eventually S&P 500 gave us 5R up, and then US 30 gave us 1:15R, but for me, let's say 1:10, right? Because I didn't stay all the way, but then 1:15R. Ultimately, by the time you balance the risks, this trade setup, if you leverage it well on either prop account or any, in fact, if it's a prop evaluation challenge, you have passed already, right? If it's a funded or a personal account, you are up 10R by the time you do the plus and minus, right? In fact, more than 10R, probably 13R, if I'm not mistaken. All right, that's the beauty of everything. What's happening today? What has happened today? So far, so good. On the daily time frame, we can see something. Price has broken structure to the upside, right? Although it didn't close a strong bullish candle. It didn't close with a strong bullish candle. Let me put it on weekly. Okay, let me put it on weekly. Price broken structure to the upside. We didn't see a closure with a strong bullish candle. What did we see? Price is struggling to, sellers are struggling to sell downwards, but they've not been able, right? Let me put this range here. Let me put this range here. Let me put this range here. Okay, this gone to anything above here, I'll be looking for a sell to the downside. Anything from this zone, I'm looking for a buy to the upside, right? Of course, we have cleared structure here, and price is beginning to push to the upside. So for me this morning, this is what I want to see. Price, in a way, is struggling on the daily time frame. Yeah, we didn't see that continuation, that strong bullish upside. Of course, it sold last week, but then it bought last week, but then we didn't get that strong momentum push, like bullish engulfing candles kind of closing on the higher time frame. Instead, what did we see? We saw that price, pushed upwards, rejected from this level, and then sold back again in a way. And what do we have this morning on the 4-hour time frame? This is looking as though it's another block here, right? Another block here, and it's trying to reject price to the downside. This is what I'm going to do. Although I don't have a setup to be on US 30-ish kind of. What this setup is kind of very, 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 very risky. We have like an early entry. What do I mean? I would have preferred that this that we have here, this kind of box pattern that we have here to the down, I see another break, even though it's small, and then I'll eventually expect that price come and take out this, right? And then continue to the downside, something like this. But then that's not what we have this morning. So then it doesn't change the fact that this is a clear box pattern. By the time we do the risk to reward, it's not really juicy also. So, but then, I mean, it's a risk we are willing to take. Price already tapped into it. I have this area marked out on our chart since yesterday. going to sell off this from this zone. Our first take profit is here, right? So that's like a 2.24 RR. That's kind of like a 2.24 RR. One, if I want to go all the way, is bringing this down, right, to this level, this 0.5 fib level that expects price to start buying from on the weekly time frame. Where I marked out exactly. That will be my next overall target. But an objective target to really take is to target the low that created this swing, right? The low that created this swing, which is this 2.24R, right? So if you're comfortable with taking this risks, you are good with a 1:2 RR trade, you can take this, right? So we have this morning. The other one is S&P 500. Price already started moving already with that. Let me delete all of this markup, last week markup. Okay. So I add two areas. Almost the same thing. Is it on 10 minutes now? On 45 minutes? On 45 minutes. Yeah. So I had two areas marked out for this guy. That was yesterday. Then they're looking very tricky now. This breaker block here. All right, this breaker block, the price violated and then tapped all the way, but it didn't have strength to push the downside. Price didn't have much strength to push the downside. Two areas of interest already taken out already. Because it did 1:3. Price didn't have strong level to push it to the downside. So my overall take profit for this first trade was this. And then I had this other level marked out, this one here. That if for any reason I'm taking prematurely on this trade, that was yesterday, I'm going to enter from this zone, and then where am I targeting? Which low? I'm targeting the low that created the swing this year, right? This one took me out on break even already, fine and good, because it actually sold yesterday, but then we didn't have that much momentum to really drive price to the downside. This kind of counter trading, but then from the higher time frame, it makes sense for us to want to take this trades. Why did I say so? Look at all that we have. Price creating structure, higher low, higher low, higher, right? We've created higher high now, a new higher high to the upside, right? A new higher high, but then close with a wick and then close with the body below this wick, right? Signifying that sellers came in and then pushed price downwards. So if price creates a new higher high, what do we expect? That we'll see a significant, probably higher low too, right? Something like this, a basic market structure. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. If price creates a new higher high, we expect that we'll see a higher low. So that's why we're selling. We're attempting to sell this to the downside. We can catch at least 1:3, 1:4 kind of trade, right? And then in this case, have something really good. 1:2. Okay, deleted the markup. 1:6 thereabout. By the time we enter from this zone, target to this place here, we'll see something really, really significant. And that's what is happening currently, right? So that's it on S&P 500. I'll be watching out for these two levels this morning, and then hopefully we can take quality trade from there. For those that are afraid they don't want to miss out on the trade, you can take trades from no, there's no way. Let's just use the other block. If we miss out on this trade, fine and good. The best entry so far is still the other block entry, right? Best entry so far is still the other block entry. If we miss out, fine and good. But then this is what I'll be looking at for this morning. Then, not to be greedy at all, where am I targeting? Targeting where the low that created this leg, and that's 1:8. 1:8 trade is a very good trade, right? If you agree with me, 1:8 trade is a very good trade morning. The last one is US 100. US 100, I didn't take any trade because the analysis for that is the setup, the market structure, everything is not looking really, really nice yet. So I didn't even take any trade on that one. Look at the market structure we have on US 100. All right, everywhere is still bullish on the daily time frame. Even on the weekly, we are still very, very much bullish. However, we've not broken structure to the upside yet. Not broken structure to the upside yet. This is the break of the previous high, right? This will be the break of the previous high, but then price haven't broken the high yet. So what do we expect? Say that price take out this on the daily time. This is what we have. I expect that whatever drama is happening here, either buy or sell, is struggling to clear all of this. So for that reason, unlike S&P 500, I'm looking for sales, and also US 30, I'll be looking for buys on US 100, right? And then coming to the 4-hour time frame, what do we have? What do we have? A lot of liquidity to be swept around this zone, and we don't have any level that have not been mitigated here, right? We don't have any level that has not been mitigated that we can use for our buy support. I can buy from. Let me check again. Okay, I think we have one. Which is this zone. Price has not tested it yet. Okay, we have this zone here. Okay, so we have this zone here to the upside, and then it has a fair value gap below it. So what will I do? I can either choose to buy from the order block. We have 2 entries here. Order block entry, then close my TP, my SL just below this, and then take profit is this. My first objective take profit is this level here. This level. But then remember, we have that weekly level on this zone that we are expecting the price to come and clear. So price could come back and clear it. That will be a subjective take profit level. But a very clear objective one is this zone here. This one, this high, this very high. That's my first entry. If I don't want to, let me adjust this SL very well. If I don't want to miss out on this trade, say price could come, because we have something here. You have a fair value gap here, and price has tapped into it just a bit, but didn't dig deep. Price could as well use this as inducement, use this level as inducement, and then come back to tap 50% of this fair value gap for it to continue to the upside. So there's that, that chance again of price coming to tap 50%. So some other persons might want to take trade not to miss out at all. Take from 50% of the fair value gap, and then TP is still this zone. That's 2.7 RR. So some people is worth it. Some other persons, they might want to take entries from the other block, right? But then, just so if you want to take 2 of them, you can just share your risk into 2, right? If you're risking 1%, that will be 0.5% on each position. You're risking 0.5%, that will be 0.25% on each position, so that you can place this limit order and then allow price to do whatever it is you want to do, because this is it. This is the mathematics. If for any reason price taps into this, tag into the fair value gap, and then continues to move to our take profit, you would have been in the trade, right? And if for any reason price used the other block and then tapped into the other block and continued the reversal to the upside, you still be in the trade, and we get to our take profit. That will be 2 positions secured. The first one 4.8 R, second one 2.7 R, which is still quite significant. And if for any reason price takes us out, you are still risking the same amount of risks you would have risked, you will have used on any trade. So far, so good, right? So this is my ideology this morning. We're looking for buys on US 100. I'm looking for sales on S&P 500, and also 30. Yes, 30, right? Hopefully these guys drop and we continue our movement. All right, that's pretty much it for today. Let me know if you have any question. Ayuba, Mwanda, sorry if I didn't get that pronunciation correctly. Ezekiel, Simon, Jonathan, Timothy, do we have any question this morning? Do you have any Was it helpful? Do you have any question about the analysis so that we can go over it once again and then answer your question? Let me know in the chat box. Do you have any question? Let me know so we can call it a wrap for this morning. All right, Zika said no question from here. It's clear. Thank you. Thank you so much. He said no. He said no, but okay. No, but what? Can you check GJ? All right. Okay. Okay. Show that comment. I'm looking for other comments. Okay, let me look at GJ. Usually today is just for US equities. The daily time frame, what's GJ doing? Hey. What's happening here? How price action is this? Is it the same GJ that I know that's giving this price action? Coin. GBP, JPY. Brother, this price action is not looking great too. No, Timothy said no questions from me as well. Great analysis, by the way. Thank you. This price action is not looking great. What I'm seeing here is that GJ, okay, the movement, we are bullish and then so to the downside and then price continues bullish movement. Let me use the recent price action on the if we have weeks like this. I mean, why are you trading GJ if you have a lot of weeks like this with no clear direction? My brother, for time this does not look as like a pair I want to trade, but nonetheless, we'll dive deep into the analysis. Okay, on the 4-hour time frame, I'm trying to connect the story here. They have higher structure broken, price continue. Price has broken the structure with a wick, then close below the body, selling off. We have inefficiency here, so expect price to continue buying from this inefficiency. This area will be closed. This area has to be closed. Let me look at the 1 hour. Okay. This zone is a zone I expect price to come and close. Okay. Let me mark this. So I expect price to actually buy from this zone, use this as inducement, right? And then buy from this zone, right? And then what was that? TP, this guy here, I sell just below this. If I want to be generous, I give them 1:3. Or if I want to use a very tight SL, then I will bring it very just below this guy here. That's 3.5, right? Because everything here have been mitigated. The only thing that has not been filled is this inefficiency in price. So price could tap into this, use this as inducement to continue its movement. So that's what I'm seeing this morning. But honestly, from the daily time frame, it doesn't look like what I want to take. Look at the price action, my brother. Look at these weeks everywhere. There's nothing exciting about GJ for me now, to be honest with you. To be very, very honest with you, there's nothing exciting about GJ. What also we say about Rwanda, I wouldn't want to take it because this price action is not looking as though something very clear to me. But then I believe you really know why you want to take the trade. Strongly believe. All right. I said how we avoid it. All right, please avoid it. It's not looking good at all. At least not with this price action that we are. The better price action, yes, can trade it. But with this one, nope. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining this morning. We'll be meeting again by 2 p.m. this afternoon just to check how the analysis played out and also to reconfirm our biases if anything has changed can adjust our bias and then, align ourselves to the market. All right. Thank you so much again for joining. See by 2. Till next time. Cheers and God bless, guys.